You know, a lot of us are exhausted from hearing about the next miracle pill or supplement that promises to change everything. But deep down, we know the truth. Most of the time, it doesn't work. And it's frustrating because all we really want is to feel better, have more energy, and stay healthy as we get older without spending a fortune. That's why I made this video. The real secret isn't in a supplement aisle. It's in food. Everyday foods you can find in any kitchen. If you eat them consistently, they can slow aging, protect your heart and brain, and lower your risk of disease. So let's go through the top 10 anti-inflammatory foods backed by science, explained in a practical way. At the end, I'll share a simple hack I use to make sure I eat them every single day without stress. Let's start with berries. I call them nature's candy, but there's so much more than that. A cup of blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries a day can protect your heart, lower cholesterol, and help your blood vessels work better. Each type of berry has its own benefits, so mixing them up gives you a whole spectrum of protection. I always keep a bag of frozen berries in my freezer because I know if they're there, I'll use them in oats, smoothies, or yogurt bowls. If berries are nature's candy, then greens are nature's multivitamin. Spinach, kale, and chard can slow down brain aging. People who eat just one portion a day often have the brain health of someone 10 or 11 years younger. Just one serving, sometimes raw in a salad, sometimes in a smoothie, or simply sautéed with garlic and olive oil. The darker the green, the better. Another powerful one is sprouts. They might look small, but they're packed with benefits. Especially broccoli sprouts. Gram for gram, they can have up to 50 times more anti-inflammatory compounds than full-grown broccoli. When you chew them, they release a compound that switches on your body's detox system. Just 30 grams a day has been shown to lower inflammation by almost 60% in 10 weeks. I like adding them to salads or sandwiches, and sometimes I even grow them at home. Extra virgin olive oil is like liquid anti-inflammatory. It's full of healthy fats and polyphenols that actually work on the same pathways as ibuprofen, but gentler and safer. The key is buying quality, cold-pressed, in a dark glass bottle, and fresh. If it gives you that peppery kick in your throat, that's a sign it's loaded with compounds. I use 2 to 3 tablespoons daily on salads, cooked veggies, or drizzled over bread. Nuts are another must. People avoid them because of calories, but these aren't empty calories. They're packed with nutrients and healthy fats. A handful of walnuts, almonds, or pecans a day can lower inflammation and support heart health. I keep a jar in the kitchen and grab a handful when I'm in a rush. Seeds are tiny but powerful. Flax seeds, chia, hemp, and sesame are full of protein, fiber, and omega-3s. Flax seeds are my favorite, but you need to grind them so your body can absorb the nutrients. I add them to smoothies, oatmeal, or even bread. Sesame seeds are perfect in tahini, which I drizzle on salads or roasted veggies. Beans and lentils may not sound exciting, but they're incredible for gut health. They feed the healthy bacteria in your gut, and those bacteria produce compounds that calm inflammation throughout your body. They also help keep blood sugar stable. A few spoonfuls a day is enough. I use chickpeas in salads, lentils in pasta sauce, or just enjoy a warm bean soup. Whole grains are next. Not just brown bread, but real colorful grains like buckwheat, barley, or black rice. They still have their protective shell, which is where the anti-inflammatory compounds live. The darker and more colorful the grain, the better. Swapping white rice for black rice or pasta for buckwheat noodles is an easy upgrade. Spices are the most fun way to fight inflammation. They add flavor and are packed with compounds. Ginger, turmeric, and nigella seeds are some of the best. Just a teaspoon a day makes a difference. I add fresh ginger to tea, turmeric to curries, and nigella seeds to roasted veggies. And finally, you can even drink your way to better health. Green tea, matcha, hibiscus tea, pomegranate juice, and coffee are all loaded with polyphenols. Coffee especially has thousands of studies backing its benefits. 2 to 3 cups a day can be protective, as long as you skip the sugar-filled version. I like to rotate between green tea, coffee, and hibiscus to keep it interesting. Now I know this is a lot of foods, and you might be thinking, how am I supposed to remember all of this every day? That's where my simple hack comes in. I call it BBG: beans, berries, greens, seeds, and nuts. At the end of the day, I just ask myself, did I get my BBG? If yes, then I know I've covered the core of an anti-inflammatory diet. Over time, that consistency makes all the difference. If you're tired of being overwhelmed by health advice, start here. Focus on foods you enjoy, foods that nourish you, and keep showing up for yourself day after day. Your body will thank you, not just now, but for years to come.